Ivanka Trump is taking on an official role in her father's White House. The first daughter will now have the title assistant to the president, and she will not be paid. Her previous position as an informal advisor had raised some ethical concerns. In a statement, Ivanka Trump said that she heard the concerns some have with my advising the president, and she will be subject to all of the same rules as other federal employees. Margaret Brennan is at the White House with more on this story. Margaret, good morning.
Good morning. Well, it's always been controversial when the president's family members take on an official role. And with this White House, the Trump family's influence is expanding. On Wednesday, President Trump formally awarded 35-year-old daughter Ivanka the highest staff title of any White House employee, assistant to the president.
The Chancellor of Germany has asked Ivanka to go to Germany.
While relying on family is typical for a U.S. president, hiring your daughter and son-in-law as West Wing employees is unprecedented.
It's the perfect culmination of Women's History Month to have all of you around the table.
As an unpaid employee, Ivanka will be required to file financial disclosures, perhaps quieting concern from senators who worry that she is not divested from her clothing company, which both the president and Counselor Kellyanne Conway have controversially promoted.
Go buy Ivanka's stuff.
In a letter this week to the Government Ethics Office, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Tom Carper protested Ivanka's expanding role, saying it must be determined, quote, which ethics rules apply to Ms. Trump and whether her compliance with these rules will be monitored and enforced. Ivanka receives a security clearance and secure communications devices, much like her 36-year-old husband, Jared Kushner, who serves as a senior advisor.
They have a, exceedingly great amount of influence in the White House.
Anita McBride, chief of staff to Laura Bush, says separating the family's personal business from the government will be key to making this work.
The lines are certainly blurred. There's no question about it.
Another open question is whether Ivanka's personal interests will influence her father's politics and prevent him from carrying out a nearly 30% funding cut to the State Department, which runs programs of interest to her like gender equality and women's rights.
We must continue to fight injustice in all its forms.
First Lady Melania Trump visited that department on Wednesday, something that the president has not yet done, to honor women humanitarians who benefit from U.S. diplomatic support. One of the activists honored by Mrs. Trump yesterday was from Syria and another from Yemen. Norah, neither would likely have been even allowed into the country if U.S. courts had not suspended the president's travel ban.
That's fascinating. Margaret, thank you so much. Interesting that some of those women would not have been able to have been honored if the travel ban was in effect.
One of the ironies of times we live in.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a different ball game.
It's a different ball game, yeah. Well, no doubt Ivanka will continue to have great influence inside the White House.